So, morning folks. The morning after Charlie Kirk's murder, I feel I've never done a video like this. My videos are all about workout and just trying to encourage people. But I was literally about 2/3 through my workout last night when my son came in through the door and showed me the video and told me Charlie had been shot. And my heart just sank. I wasn't a particular follower of Charlie in the sense that I would have watched all his videos on YouTube or anything like that. I wouldn't have. They would have popped up on my feed every now and again, and I would watch them because I thought he had a lot to say and in an interesting way, and was good at what he did. He had open debate and argued from a point of truth and rationale. And I actually had to stop my workout, like I say last night. I just couldn't, because it just made me feel sick to my stomach. That is the concept of the left, and it just is. And I've been saying it for years. And any people that I know would be left leaning, I've challenged them for years about this. The whole concept of liberal thinking, nonsense. The left are the most unliberal group of human beings that are in existence right now. If you think a different way, they want to lock you up, they want to silence you. If you have the audacity to share them thoughts, they're gonna lock you up. They're gonna come after you. And if you're good at articulating them thoughts and you challenge their argument with just truth and honesty, well, then they come and try and kill you. And unfortunately, in Charlie's situation, they were successful. I went on social media last night just to have a nosy, and the most rancid, disgusting thing, it literally made me feel sick, were people on actually gloating that Charlie had been shot. Now, I'm not talking about, like people who, are, people sort of have their wee bit unhinged, or, they're a bit, different, and, you would expect. I'm talking about young women with families, older women with families and grandchildren, men who should know better with families and grandchildren, and they're gloating that a young man in his 30s was murdered and taken away from his 2-year-old daughter and his son and his beautiful wife because he just told the truth, and because that truth was a difference of opinion to what these crazy people, and it's the only way I can describe them, believe. Every time, at the minute I live in the United Kingdom, and you look on the news, and every time there's a protest about violence, about someone getting raped and murdered due to illegal immigration and illegal immigrants coming into the country, because you cannot dress this up any other way. It is, the numbers out there support the fact that illegal immigrants are far more likely to be involved in violent and sexual crimes. Full stop. There is just no other truth out there. And for saying that truth, apparently we're the Nazi scum. For putting a flag of your nation up to say, listen, we're tired of this, and we are proud of being British, because Great Britain has an awful lot to answer, and that's why you're trying to flood the country. That's why you want to be here, because the people of Great Britain are generally welcoming and warm-hearted. You're taking billions out of taxpayers' pockets, not millions, billions, and you still treat us with complete contempt. But we are the Nazi scum. We're the far right because we have open debate, because we allow people to speak their minds and use their voices, and we're not crying that they should be put in jail for doing that and saying anything. But we're the Nazi scum. If anyone has an ounce of, well, he deserved it, if anyone follows up, the murder of Charlie Kirk was tragic, but you need to go and see a psychiatrist. There is clearly something deep down that is wrong with you, because a man was taken away from his family for having a difference of opinion and being really good at sharing that difference of opinion. The people on the right are not far right. I'm not far right. I don't believe in racism. I don't believe in segregation through colour of people's skin. I don't judge people because colour of their skin. I grew up in South London. I grew up in Croydon. I know what it is to live in a mixed race society and have the majority of my friends being from the black and brown community. I am not far right, but I know I am right because I believe in truth and I believe in science. I believe in reality. I don't agree with the whole trans right movement, and that might get me some people coming on and screaming and shouting, but let me give my point of view on that. If you want to be trans, you want to be anything, be it. Be it. Love your life. Be it. But what you can't do is demand that everyone else around you basically has a party for that and says, well done you, and more importantly, has to completely bend their view of reality to accept yours. I just do not believe that a man can just be a woman. And I do not believe that a woman can just be a man. A man is a man. A woman is a woman. You can feel a certain way, you can think a certain way. That's okay. Be you. But don't demand that the world plays along with that fantasy, because it just is. It's a fantasy. And don't hate people for not believing that lie, because it just is a lie. You're the ones being intolerable. Not us. Not us. The majority of the people who think like this, and it's across all communities, by the way, this is not just, for want of a better word, description, white Anglo-Saxon men. Everyone believes like this. It's just that the voices of the far left are louder, and they have the media on their side, and the media have blood on their hands in these situations. The rhetoric that they stir up about far right this, far right that, I literally went on, and who's the first one up with a far right act, Sky News. Absolutely disgusting. Not a man was murdered for having a different political point of view. Realistically, but Charlie's point of view is from his lifestyle. He's a Christian. It's absolutely disgusting. The United Kingdom and America were founded on Christian values. He has every right, as do I and anyone else in this country, to practice your Christian values and beliefs. That's what our whole judicial system is based around. If anyone I know has a smidgen of joy, or in anywhere in their body do they seem to feel that this was in some way justified and can understand, please remove yourself from my Facebook. Please remove yourself from my YouTube channel. Go away from me, because you have a serious problem. And if anyone is a Nazi, it's you, because you want to silence someone for having a different point of view. You want to put people in jail for sharing that point of view. And if they're really good at articulating their point of view and you can't beat them in the argument, you can't win the argument, then you want to put a bullet in them. You're rancid, you're disgusting, you're cowards, and you have no part in the normal society. It is absolutely disgusting. So there's my rant over. I wasn't even going to do a rant. I did this video about 5 times last night and I took it down because I was so angry. Just, you know, emotional in the sense that I just felt sick to the stomach that somebody could justify just shooting a man because he had a different point of view and taking that man away from his children. I'm a father. Anyone who's a father or a mother should understand that. And when I looked and seen mothers thinking that this was great, not mothers, just hags, absolute hags who have no concept of compassion or just living in the real world. Madness. But I had to make it this morning because I just felt so strongly about it. Because I believe in what Charlie Kirk believes in. Many of his views I follow. And if there's any sort of anyone out there, like I say, who thinks that this is something that is justified in any small way, do one. Go away from me. And if you come on my social media, let's face it up. Don't be a keyboard warrior. Let's have a conversation about it face to face. Because how you can look another human being in the eye and say, here, do you know what, was justified taking another man's life just because he thought differently than I do? Come on. What lies behind them eyes? Anyway, guys, that's me done. I have the video of the workout, which I don't even know if I'll post. It feels like it would be nearly wrong, because in the middle of it, my son burst through the door and Dad with his, you know, I don't know. And it literally made me just feel sick to my stomach. I was bouncing last night, as we say in Northern Ireland. But look, we need to do better. As a human race, we need to do better. And if you're looking at this from a left point of view and think, yeah, yous do need to do better, yous right-leaning people are, nah. We might not agree with you, and we definitely don't agree with you with some of the madness that's flying about this world. I mean, it literally is an upside-down world at the minute. But I don't think it's a case of we need to do better. I think it's much more of a case that you need to do better. If your point of view, if your argument is you disagree with me, I'm gonna fucking do you, lock you up, whatever. Nah, you need to look at yourself. Listen, I've said my piece. Enjoy the rest of your day. Do better, guys.